Hey, Rachel,
Hey, Ante.
what do you know about Japanese Christmas or Christmas in Japan?
Well, I think the song Last Christmas by Wham taught me everything I ever needed to know.
Ooh, hot track. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Nice.
Hi. Welcome
Hello.
back to the waiting room. I'm the gift that keeps on giving, Rachel. And you are?
I'm Ante. I am the lump of coal in your Christmas stocking, the conspicuous curly hair on the porcelain rim of your defecation throne.
Oh, I don't like that.
Nah, me, that's pretty gross.
I don't like that.
Anyway,
This
so
went-
what are we talking about
This
today?
took a turn. This took a turn. Well, it is the holiday season.
Mhm.
Last week we talked about the ups and downs, mostly downs of working in a Japanese office. So this week
Yep.
we're going to talk about Christmas in Japan.
Christmas.
Insert
Sorry.
Jingle bells here.
Mm.
Insert snow here. Christmas in Japan. Yeah, very ASMR vibes today.
Sweet, man. This is a bit hot, though.
So
Anyway.
we're kind of festive in the studio today.
Mm.
I think we've
Sparkly.
got sparkly garlands. Who doesn't love a sparkly garland?
Mm.
You got some sparkle in the back there as well.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be talking about Christmas in Japan, and also because I'm from the U.S.
Mhm.
Ante's from Australia. His parents are Croatian. I'm
Mhm.
going to talk about Christmas for us as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Should be a fun episode.
Before we get into that, though, so I had a little bit of a hiccup last night. I thought we were recording last night, and I'll show you something, actually. Let's have a
I'm
look.
kind of scared now.
Oh, well, just worked out well, though, because, bought myself a new Christmas present.
Yes.
New camera, so
You
test
might
it
be
out.
able to tell what his new Christmas present is because
We're looking a lot clearer these
the
days, I think.
quality is popping.
Anyway.
But,
Here's a little short clip for you.
okay.
Welcome to Listen to I Maiden Baby. I'm Ash from South Wales.
I'm Ante from New South Wales.
Oh my God!
Hang on a sec. Wrong podcast, dude.
Oh my God! That is so great. I love how Ash is wearing the exact same sparkly thing that I'm wearing as well.
that
And I
works,
picked-
right?
Yeah, he didn't tell me to wear it. I just picked it out. Thank you so much, Ashley. Oh my God. I'm so
Yeah.
surprised. That's
Well,
awesome.
Whenever we were speaking about that the week before, I was like, yeah, let's just do a quick list. So you're not being replaced.
Thank
all right?
goodness.
So-
Not being replaced. Not yet, guys.
Not yet.
Still
You're
hanging
still
in
okay.
there.
You're safe. But,
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much.
Thought we put that together, have a good laugh. And
That was a really good video. I liked it. The jingle bells were really good.
I had a different version, but
Mhm.
copyright issues.
Yeah,
Anyway, I'll
it
show you that one after.
happens.
But before we do go into the Christmas thing too, that a
Mhm.
big thank you again to Ashley, because
Huge
he's been a
thanks.
big help behind the scenes
Mhm.
with the pod. And yeah, so hopefully we'll have him on soon, one day soon.
I would love to meet the infamous Ash from Listen to Iron Maiden Baby, a podcast about the metal band Iron Maiden, which
Mm.
I listen to. I don't really know that much about Maiden, so I'm learning a lot. I have
That's
to say.
the pod to listen to if you want to learn about him.
It is. They get mail from all over the world.
Yeah,
They get emails from all over.
we're doing pretty good. Of course,
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Thanks, my brother. Denmark, America, UK. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, another great podcast that you should subscribe to and listen to,
Mm.
especially now that it's available on Apple Podcasts,
Mhm.
is
The
The
Waiting
Waiting Room. Yes. So you can totally subscribe to us. We do video episodes on YouTube. We also do audio episodes on all the
All the major ones.
podcasts.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Mhm.
What's another one? I don't know.
Like all
They're
of
out
them.
there.
Basically
Check
all
out
of
the
them.
links below anyway. You'll see where we
Yeah.
are. So,
Be sure to leave us a 5-star rating. Leave us some comments.
Mhm.
If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe. Hit the bell notification button. Yeah.
but in the meantime, back to the holidays.
Back to the holidays.
Yeah.
Back to the holidays. All right.
So,
So I have notes. I always have notes.
she's always prepared.
I am the man with a plan, for sure. It's Christmas in Japan, right? Okay. So the first topic I want to talk about is, what was your first experience with Christmas in Japan?
My first experience Christmas in Japan.
Yeah.
So when I moved here, I'm pretty sure it was around December, early December.
Oh,
So it was
right off the
coming
bat.
into, yeah.
Did
But,
you have any notions about what if Japanese Christmas was different or?
Didn't really have anything like to expect.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it kind of all happened, it was, for me, after coming from, living in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas is a big thing. It's a massive holiday. Here, it's not so much, and it was very underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
Like, what I'm used to, everybody getting together, it's a very big family thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it happened, and I just moved here too, and I was like, I was a little bit sad.
A little bit sad.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
Interesting.
I mean, like, I'm here with my wife and that, but I'm used to like a big family gathering
Big
type
family
thing.
gathering.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so-
let's talk about Christmas in Australia, or Christmas for your family at least.
yeah.
So, because you're in the southern hemisphere,
Mhm.
you don't have Christmas when it's cold,
No,
right?
it's hot. It's really hot.
Which is something that I think it's so hard for me to imagine.
Speaking of hot, I'm just going to kind of unwrap myself just a little bit.
The
I'll
Christmas
keep it
spirit.
on. It's around the neck. It's just a bit hot. Anyway,
It's a little bit hot.
tis, replied Ante. Sorry, narrating again. Yeah. So what were we saying?
So Christmas what was Christmas for your family like? So it's hot in Australia during the Christmas season, which is something that me growing up on the east coast of the United States where it's cold during Christmas, same as Japan.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to imagine having Christmas in the summer.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's all I knew, being born in Australia.
Right?
So, yeah. And I know, like, a lot of the, especially Japanese people, when they say, like, with Christmas coming up, they're like, oh, surfing Santa, right? That's their image. I think they always show it on TV
Surfing
here.
Santa. Yeah.
Like, they always kind of have it over there, but it's just like some guy just rocks up in a Santa suit on Bondi Beach or wherever. But everyone knows it here.
He's
oh,
famous in
surfing
Japan.
Santa. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, but no, so summer, it's really hot.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking to my brother a few days ago because Christmas is coming up. It is really hot
Oh,
in
really?
Sydney at the
Like,
moment. Like,
what temperatures are we looking at?
we're in the 40s.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
And then nighttime's like still in the 30s and that. So,
That's really brutal.
yeah.
I follow a cheese shop in Sydney,
Mhm.
and they were closing early because it was too hot.
Where do you know? Are they in the city?
Yes, because I was able to get there on foot. It was quite a walk, but I believe
Oh,
it
no,
was
then that was in the city. But see, if that's hot there,
yeah, I was gonna say you're a little bit yeah.
yeah, like where you went out to the zoo, that
The
other
zoo.
one,
Yeah, Featherdale.
out that way. Oh yeah, it's heating up
Ooh.
a lot. But usually from what I remember,
Mhm.
my Christmases was so Croatian family. Christmas is always midnight mass as well.
Ah, midnight mass.
Yeah, we always had to go to midnight mass,
Mhm.
which, as a kid, it's just like, oh, I don't want to go to mass. But it was kind of nice to get it out of the way, and then you can kind of sleep in the next day a bit. too.
Yeah.
And then wake up, got your presents and that, and then bring on the food.
Yeah, the food.
So the food was another big thing.
That's another really fun part of Christmas is the food.
Because I think the mainstay for a lot of people in Australia is barbecues, right?
Oh yeah, because it's the summertime.
It's summertime.
Oh,
Everyone,
that makes a lot of sense.
eating outside.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I remember it used to be quite big. So we would have barbecue
Mhm.
as well as either a full lamb or a pig on a spit.
Wow.
Because we'd have other families like coming, like cousins
Mhm.
and that, and it'd be like a real big event. So
So how many people would you say at its
depending. When I
most
was like
rambunctious?
really, it could have been anyone up around like 20 or so.
Just coming in, everybody bring in maybe some food with them.
Exactly, everyone brings
presents,
something. Yep,
that kind of
cakes, the
vibe.
whole deal, and but yeah, that was always the big ones because when people arrive first, you have like the entree dishes, which
Mhm.
this isn't just Christmas,
Mhm.
but it's a lot more during Christmas. But cheese,
You gotta have cheese.
prosciutto, like all the hams and that, all
Yeah.
like Mum works at a deli.
Oh
So, you
yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
mentioned that.
Yeah,
She's got you covered.
always. Yeah, and usually if you go to any Croatian house, it'll be like, oh, cheese, bread, prosciutto. Yeah,
Yeah, that
Nice.
sounds really good to me, actually.
love it. Yeah.
So you were a little bit underwhelmed
I
by
was
your first
underwhelmed here
Christmas in
because
Japan.
We didn't really do anything. That's like, it was just, I think we bought some cakes.
Mm-hmm.
That was about it.
That's about it.
And it was just like, Merry Christmas.
So let's talk a little bit about Christmas in Japan, and let's talk a little bit about a very interesting, quirky mainstay of Christmas dinner in Japan: Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Right.
Kentucky
That's the
Fried
main
Chicken.
thing I think of when I think Japanese Christmas.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Now, this Kentucky
KFC.
Fried Chicken.
We are not sponsored.
For Christmas. I mean, we would love to be sponsored.
Yeah.
Please sponsor us. But they had the most genius marketing campaign because everywhere you go in Japan has a KFC or a Kentucky Fried Chicken, or as they call it in Japan, Kentucky. They have them everywhere, and especially during Christmas, they have you make reservations for these big party barrels of chicken, fried chicken.
That's right. I heard when you say reservation,
Yep.
it's not like the day before.
Yeah, people make reservations in advance to make sure they get their chicken.
Yeah, they want
Now,
their chicken, man.
I looked up how this came about because it's been around since I've been in Japan, probably since way before, but I didn't know exactly when. So I thought,
I heard it goes back a bit, right?
yeah, let's have a little look-see, right? So it supposedly began in 1974 with this ad campaign called Christmas in Kentucky, so KFC for Christmas. Nice, short, to the point ad campaign.
Yep.
But the root of this campaign actually started with us, the international community in Japan.
Yeah.
So in 1971 or 72, large numbers of international residents apparently flocked to the Aoyama location, the Aoyama KFC location in Tokyo during the holiday season to get chicken, because at that time in Japan, there was no Costco. You couldn't buy a whole chicken. You couldn't buy a whole turkey. So the next best thing was KFC. So the manager of that Aoyama branch saw the market potential for something big, and the rest is history. So at the time, also, Japan was becoming an economic superpower and really idealized the U.S. and the U.S. version of Christmas, which helped the culture of Christmas, presents, all that sort of spread. And KFC really rode that Christmas wave to become the ultimate in Japanese Christmas dinners. And you can see statues of the Colonel with Santa hat and all that. They really go all out. Now, have you ever had KFC for Christmas dinner in Japan?
I haven't done it yet, but it's on my list. It's just we got to do it.
Yeah.
We have done the chicken thing because going from how famous and how great the whole KFC went, we know all other shops really push the whole chicken thing.
Yeah, it's not just KFC.
Yeah. KFC is they're running the show for the Christmas chicken, but what else? We got all the convenience stores.
All the convenience stores have their own fried chicken that they definitely push for Christmas.
Yep.
A lot of restaurants also push fried chicken as well as regular baked chicken legs. Whole chickens are really something you don't find on sale here as much. Sometimes during the Christmas season you can find it. You can find them at Costco.
Yeah, that's the only place I can think of. Yeah,
you can also get frozen whole chickens from supermarkets that are geared towards restaurants called ᴏᴜᴅᴜᴜ. And you can find they're small. They're not really big.
Yeah.
We're talking maybe 1.2 kilos. They're really not big, but you can find them.
And that's without the feathers.
Exactly.
Better be.
They're really quite tiny, but you can still roast a whole chicken if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say KFC was something that was very surprising for me. When I was in Japan during Christmas time, I was like, why is everybody why KFC? Of all the fried chicken, you've got karaage, Japanese fried chicken, which is amazing. And y'all are having KFC? What's going on?
I know, man. Push the home chicken, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last Christmas, did you have chicken last Christmas?
I roasted 2 chickens last Christmas. I roasted 2 whole chickens. I had some friends over. Well, here's the thing. Last Christmas, I was sick. I had a fever. I had the flu. It was really awful. So Christmas didn't really actually do anything.
Yeah.
And my sweet, lovely boyfriend, who was so nice, he was in the middle of making me some stew for Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Because he knew I wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I got chills, and that's weird because I didn't really have a fever up until then.
Yep.
And so he's in the kitchen making the food, and I'm lying down, and I have my thermometer, and I'm like, you just take my temperature just to see. And I had a fever, and I kind of walk up to him, and I'm like, I have a fever. Really sorry. I had no appetite.
Yeah.
And he's made this wonderful stew with chicken and vegetables and stuff, and I'm just I I just want like crackers or bread. I'm really sorry. So we had a delayed Christmas last year. We had Christmas in January.
Yep, that's okay.
And we had two friends over, and I made 2 whole chickens. I made mashed potatoes and gravy and stuffing and like all the things. And my boyfriend Michio decorated my whole apartment with like fake snow, and we went all out. It was really nice. So I did get to have Christmas, but it was a belated Christmas. And I've never actually had KFC for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because I worked in the restaurant industry for a very long time. So Christmas meant making a Christmas dinner menu.
Yeah.
Because eating Christmas dinner out at a restaurant, that's also a really big thing in Japan.
Yeah.
So you can always find a lot of set menus and stuff.
Because even like a lot of, I know some of the friends I have run restaurants, they do a whole Christmas thing too, right?
Yeah.
They push the fried chicken and Last year, what did I have? We did have chicken, but I think it was just like from the department store. They have like it's not just the leg. It's what's that piece? When they just do like the leg and the whole big, it's almost like half the chicken.
Like half the chicken?
Yeah. So that's what we had. That was really good, actually.
Yeah.
No snow in our apartment. I should do an Australian style.
Yeah, you really should.
Could you imagine just sand everywhere? It's
a massive mess to clean up. Yeah.
2-year-old would love it.
Yeah, she really would. Not sure how much your wife would love it.
I don't think. Yeah. Sand everywhere. No.
So another big food element of Japanese Christmas is we have to talk about Christmas cakes.
That's right.
Christmas cakes. Have you ever had a Christmas cake?
I've had Christmas cake. I've got already ordered mine for, when is Christmas? It's like in a week or two? What date is it today? 15.
It's the 15th. It's in 10 days.
Well, it's ordered. Okay, so we have Christmas cake coming, people.
I was like,
We're
wait,
covered.
If you don't know when Christmas is, I think we have a lot of things we need to talk about.
I know when it is. I'm just trying, what date is it today?
The 15th, yeah. So we're recording this on the 15th. So where did you order your Christmas cake from?
Mushinpanan.
I knew you were going to say
that. Yeah.
Mushinpanan is an amazing patisserie cake shop in Hiroshima. They make some of, if not the best cake.
I would say, yeah.
Like they're up there in my list of really good patisserie in Hiroshima. They're really big up there.
Yeah. Also, there's a nice company that makes cake toppers for them sometimes.
Oh yeah, the sponsor of our video.
AM Laser.
AM Laser Made.
Thank you very much. But back to the cakes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Christmas cake. Let's talk about what it is, because it's something that it doesn't exist in the U.S. And every time I tell a Japanese person that, they're like, "But we thought we got it from you," and I'm like, "No, you didn't get it from us."
Yeah.
So they have what's called strawberry shortcake, which we discussed on this previously, where it's like a sponge cake layered with whipped cream and strawberries.
Yep.
And that's like the classic Christmas cake.
Can't go wrong.
The classic Christmas cake. And nowadays, they have really sort of like made it very modern and fancy. So you can get these really amazing like gâteau fraise, which are these, it has 2 layers of sponge, strawberries, and custard in the middle. And it's like you can sort of see everything that's going on the inside, really beautiful. Chocolate cakes, like any kind of cake you can think of. And they can be pretty spendy.
Yeah,
depending on where you're buying them from.
Yep.
But like it's like you must have Christmas cake on Christmas.
No, that's the thing. Well, like I was saying, even back to that first Christmas that I had, we at least bought a bunch of cakes from the same cake shop. So we had that.
Yeah, like it's like it's a huge thing. And I didn't look up the origin of Christmas cake. I really should have. But I am assuming it comes from that same like 1970s economic superpower.
Yeah.
Like, and I think they probably got it from Europe, because in France they have the bûche de Noël, which is the Yule log shaped cake. It's like a roll cake that looks like a log. It's really cute. I've made a bunch of them.
Because when I also think Christmas, I'm thinking like fruit cakes as well. Or is that an Australian thing?
Fruit cake is also that's in the US as well, and also in the UK. Fruit cake.
Yeah.
Like universally known as something that's not delicious and nobody wants to eat, fruitcake.
Yeah. Well, I think it really comes down to, well, like anything, who's made it, how it's made. Because, like I don't wake up and go, damn, I could smash some fruitcake.
Yeah.
But a good fruitcake is pretty good.
I mean, generally the desserts we had in my house for Christmas were quite similar to the ones we would have at Thanksgiving. So it'd be like pie, like a pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Or like gingerbread, gingerbread cookies,
Yep.
which I love. I love making them. I love eating them. I love
I like
decorating them.
gingerbread. Yeah.
I love gingerbread. So yeah, but no cake. Cake was something that like
Mm,
I didn't grow up with, but I love cake. So
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll take it as an excuse
We
to
had
eat
it as
cake.
well in Australia because my mother and my sister,
Hmm.
great cooks.
There you go.
My mum exact cakes like you wouldn't believe. We're not talking like she can make like the big cake, but she would just make a bunch of like just the little ones.
That's the way to do
It's
it,
like
though.
yeah, so from cannoli to like these little wafer ones. Some of them it's like you look at them, and go, yeah, it's definitely a Croatian party going on here. But she'd be up like the day before, how long, just churning these things out.
Oh yeah.
And I think it was Christmas. It was one of the stories, like even she remembers it was a good laugh because she was making at one stage and they were great. They're pretty much called strawberries. It looks like a strawberry, but it's pretty much just a cake colored like strawberry. I think it's like caster sugar. And she would literally get like little leaves and just like put it on the top.
Oh.
She just made a whole batch. She spent how long? Here, try one. I'm like, yeah. Popped it in her mouth and bang, spat it out right away. And she's like, the look on her face.
Oh.
I'm like, did you use sugar? She's like, yeah, it was salt.
Oh no.
And she just made a whole batch
Oh,
and just like,
no.
well, they're all gone. But I'll never forget that.
I have a similar story.
Yeah.
Where when I was an exchange student at Hiroshima University, there was this girl from Hawaii who was making us all like donuts.
Yeah.
Like Hawaiian donuts.
Hawaiian donuts?
Yeah, like malasada Hawaiian donuts.
Nope.
Yeah.
Got me.
They're called malasada. Look them
Okay.
up. They're like pillowy, delightfully
Oh, okay,
like
cool.
lovely. So she's making all these like donuts
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's like so excited for us to try them and they look so good.
Mm.
And she was like, all right, like they're ready, like have a bite. I am so like ready.
Yeah.
I take a bite and I was like, something ain't right because this thing is so salty. And I was like, hey,
No.
can I see the bag of sugar you were using? Because all the bags of sugar and salt don't generally have anything in English on them. It just will have the kanji character for salt or for sugar.
Right.
Which granted, they're very different. But, it's white crystalline powder. It looks the same. And she's like, here you go. And I was like, yeah, this is salt.
Like,
so she made this entire batch of donuts with salt instead of sugar. So very like the same thing.
Savory donuts.
But with a little bit of a miscommunication with the reading.
It's heartbreaking though, right?
Really
When you put all that, because I know she was like, with my mum, she's like made a whole big batch and she was doing a whole bunch of different cakes at the same time too.
No.
So it would have been just really easy, already late. Okay, I'm just.
Sometimes it happens. You could make a recipe 100 times and I've done this myself where I'm like, the batch will come out and you're like, why? Like, what is wrong with this? Like, I did everything I usually do. And then you just, you forget something because you're busy or you're not paying attention. Like, it happens. It's okay. But like, it is quite sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, Christmas cakes, definitely something that were new for me.
How was your, do you have any like Christmas childhood memories?
So Christmas for my family. So it's my mom, my dad, my twin brother, and me. So we're a family of four.
Forgetting you're a twin. Yeah.
I know. We're a family of four. And Christmas Eve, we would always go to a Christmas Eve party with these two other families.
Yeah.
Hosted at the grandma of one of the families. And we just called her Nana. She wasn't our Nana, but we called her Nana.
Yeah.
She was lovely. And so everybody would bring, it's like potluck style.
Yeah.
Everybody would bring a dish and you'd bring presents. And so the adults would, get drunk and the kids would watch TV and we would all at the end get together and we would each get to like open presents. We would all sit around the living room in all these chairs and like open presents and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we'd usually get home at like 9 or 10, like quite late for a kid.
Yeah.
And, the kids would go to bed. Parents would probably be up doing all the present stuff. But before you go to bed, we got to open one present each on Christmas Eve.
Nice.
So we had a fireplace.
Yeah.
And they have like the stockings above the fireplace. And we would all get to open one present each.
Yep.
We would leave out some cookies and milk for Santa, obviously. And then we would go upstairs to bed.
Yeah.
Then the next morning, because, kids, you get up like the crack of dawn on Christmas, you know?
Can't wait, right?
Yeah. So you kind of sneak downstairs, you can kind of peek at like the stockings. You're like, oh, they're like full of presents, and like, oh, like the milk and cookies are gone. And then you look at the tree, and there's all these presents under the tree.
Yeah.
And you know, you kind of wait as long as you can to go downstairs, but you know, it's still probably super early.
Yeah.
Go downstairs, like they would make coffee, my mom would have tea. We would always have quiche on Christmas morning. Usually it was a store-bought quiche. My mom could make a quiche, but like you have enough going on in Christmas
Holidays,
time, right?
man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we would have a quiche, and then we would go and open presents.
Yeah.
So we would all kind of go around, you know, like, you know, one for one, like open the presents,
Yep.
look at the presents, and after presents would be stockings. And stockings were generally, they were kind of my favorite because my mom would always go to like the import store or like the fancy grocery store and buy like cookies from Germany. These like chocolate cookies.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Very specific. And they would always put like, or like lint truffles would be in there, and like little small, maybe like some earrings or like a necklace would be in there.
Little bit out of the usual, right?
Yeah. And those cookies are such a like core memory for me.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is that a few weeks ago in my office, they went to Hanover, Germany because it's one of our sister cities.
Yeah.
And they brought back like, you know, omiyage, like gifts for us because they were out of the office, you know, food stuff. And one of the things they brought back was a multi-pack of those exact cookies that I used to get for Christmas.
Yeah.
And my mom passed away quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
So having those cookies just brought back like all these memories of like, because they're really good. Like American chocolate stuff is not great.
Yeah.
It's not great. And so like to have these really fancy, like German, like proper chocolate, like thin coating of chocolate on this like delightful cookie.
Yeah.
It was such a like, oh, this is like the fanciest, like the epitome of fancy for me at that time were those cookies. And I was just like, oh my God, like it's been so long.
Yeah.
Like probably a good like 20 years or more even since I've had those cookies. And it was really special. And I'm like, I know nobody gets why I'm so
like it's not just the taste, it's not it's the memories.
Yeah. But like everyone in my office must have been like, why are you so like obsessed with these cookies?
You don't get it.
Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, so that was my, you know, Christmas. And then afterwards, you know, for dinner, we would always have, my grandma would always send us a honey-baked ham and a big block of baby Swiss.
Ooh, nice.
So we would always have ham, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, like rolls, whatever. So kind of similar to like Thanksgiving, but just with ham.
Okay.
So yeah, that was generally like Christmas. And sometimes it would snow. Usually it didn't.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times I would usually have a cold. So I would be sort of on the couch, like opening presents and stuff. But also like...
So when it did actually snow, it was kind of like a special then thing?
So
like
special.
Yeah.
So special. When you had like a real white Christmas.
Yeah.
There's nothing that beats that. It's so magical. And like my neighborhood, you know, everybody had their own Christmas lights out. And, you know, we had Christmas lights, and you have your Christmas tree, like real trees.
Yeah.
Like a real tree you had to like keep alive.
Yep.
And, you know, all the ornaments were in these cardboard boxes, right? That had the smaller ornament boxes inside.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes you like see ornaments that you bought or ornaments that are like, you know, have sentimental value. And it's always fun to like decorate the tree. And you would listen to Christmas music. And like my family's not religious in the least, but like I love Christmas music. There's just something about it.
I can't. I just can't. Maybe I'll try and warm up to it now. I've got the little daughter and that, but I think I've been scarred
by Christmas music.
And I'm not just talking about Mariah Carey.
Hey, she's a classic.
How much does she earn a year off that in royalties?
She's smart, man.
Yeah.
She was so smart.
But I think it was one of my first jobs, and it was like in a department store, Christmas time.
Wait, let me guess. Mariah Carey impersonator?
No. Oh yeah. That's just the thing. It was like, it's Christmas carols, but bad versions. Or elevator music versions.
Like Mariah Carey sings.
Yeah. And that was like 8 hours of, you know, basically put a sack over my head and send me to, was it Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon they were doing that stuff there because I got scarred with the Christmas music.
I guess maybe having that much Christmas music might be a little, but I still love Christmas music.
Hence why I was saying I'm the lump of coal.
Yeah.
in your stocking.
Well, like, it was just always, there's maybe a window of 2 or 3 weeks where you can listen to Christmas music, right?
But when people turn it on like 3 months before.
Yeah, that's a little much. And
holiday season. Yeah.
Especially because in Japan, in the US, there's a Thanksgiving buffer.
That's right.
Between Halloween and Christmas.
Oh, we don't have a buffer either.
So in Japan, the second Halloween is over, it's Christmas music, lights, tinsel, like Christmas trees, like it is Christmas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but it's November. We got a month to go. We got more than a month to go. Like, I don't need that much Christmas this early.
Too much Christmas.
Yeah.
Going back to childhood, though, did you believe in Santa?
I did.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The only reason that I figured out that Santa wasn't real is because my dad has very distinct handwriting.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's all caps, but it's very distinct. And he was the one writing all the little, like, from Santa to whoever.
Pretty cluey kid, though.
And so, when you're little, like 4 or 5, whatever, you believe.
Yep.
But once you start to recognize that handwriting and you think to yourself, that looks a lot like Dad's handwriting. And you don't say it, obviously, but you kind of know.
Keep the dream alive, man.
Yeah. I'm like, you could have disguised your handwriting, Dad. Yeah. You really did us a disservice there,
I don't think I ever took notice of handwriting and I was just to rip that present open, but yeah, I believed in Santa. And they did it it was really, really good. Because I'm just trying to think when they would do it. But usually it would be like, we all know Santa comes down the chimney. But I think our chimney was blocked anyway, so it doesn't. He ain't come down, even if he's magical. But we would get it was at like nighttime, probably like Christmas Eve, the doorbell. And, everyone like in the family would like look at me like,
what a polite little Santa.
Hey, I think that's Santa. Auntie, I think that's Santa. Better go check the door. Hey, open the door. Present would be sitting there.
Oh, that's magical.
Sitting there. And then I'd have a distinct memory of one time, like, because the doorbell rang, did it really quick, like, so, it's him.
It's him.
The man is here. He has brought me gifts. Run to the door, open it. The gift is there. And like, everyone else in the family comes out. And I'm like, where is he? Where is he? Like, can we catch him? It's like, and then I think it was either my brother or my parents was like going, actually, no, he's going, but I think you can see him over there. And I'm like, oh yeah, I think you're right. And you know what they're pointing at? Sometimes you have like airliners. Airplane.
Yeah.
And it's kind of dark and flashing lights. That seems like, can you see him? Like, yeah, I can.
It's your kid. Wow. You go along with it, you know.
Yeah. But they did that for a while, and I really appreciate it. That's really nice.
So sweet.
And then, I found out. Not found out, and they told me. Yeah, so it was just my brother would just disappear. The way our layout of our house was, there's like a back door driveway next to the house, so he could go out around the side, pop the present, hit the doorbell, just come run back in, and be like, "What's happening?" Yeah.
Oh, that's really sweet.
One time I found my present. It was like, I think they were just going to wrap it somehow. And I don't know, and they like hid it somewhere like really quickly, but I was like, saw it. And they're like, I don't know how old I was because they were trying to pull the whole of you didn't see anything. There's nothing there. You're going crazy. No, I saw it. There's
Gaslighting.
Yeah. That was just mean, man. That's all right. I got the present after anyway, but but I have distinct memories of looking up into the sky at Santa.
Or what you thought was Santa.
It was Santa.
Yeah.
It was Santa. It was not an airliner.
It
was not an airplane, but
that's so cute.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So
I don't remember when I forgot, so when I stopped.
Yeah, I don't really remember what age I was, but it must have been like when I was in like higher up in elementary school because I know what my dad's handwriting looked like.
I'm doing okay. So, didn't scar me.
No.
Yeah.
No. So, another great facet of not just Japanese Christmas, but Christmas around the world is what they call in Japan illuminations, Christmas lights.
Yes. Yeah.
We always called them Christmas lights, which is really not fair since they could be lights for anything.
Yeah.
But in Hiroshima especially, they have a big display
Yeah,
of
they start,
Christmas
is it
lights.
in November?
Start in November.
Yeah, yeah.
Called Dreamination. Dreamination. So illumination and dream put together on Peace Boulevard.
It's amazing.
Now, what do you think of the displays? We'll have to put some like a photo up or something. But what do you think of the displays of Dreamination on Peace Boulevard?
I'm not overwhelmed.
Do you remember
They're
the first
not
time?
crap.
Do you remember the first time you went to see Dreamination?
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember when that was. How many? But they're not crap, but they're not. They don't wow me at the same time.
So, Peace Boulevard is this big, long stretch of road, right? And on the sides of the road, they have these different themed displays of Christmas lights. So, like a sunken ship with a whale, or like crystals, or a little merry-go-round.
Yep. I think there's some new ones this year.
Yeah,
I haven't gone to look at it yet.
To like change it up.
Yeah.
And then they have like the old standards. But the thing is, it's not cohesive.
Yeah.
It's not one cohesive story. It's just like eclectic and very like garish.
Yeah. I think the young kids still love it though.
Oh yeah, like people come out in droves to see it. But it's like, why couldn't we have a story running through this?
Yeah.
And whenever I bring this up with other people who live in Hiroshima, everybody's response is pretty much like, yeah, we don't really. It's just annoying because there's so many people out. It's hard to like get around that. Nighttime. Like it's the main thoroughfare of the city, and when you want to go into like the inner city, you have to cross the road to get there. But there's so many people, it causes congestion, and they're not really that like magical.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of other big illumination displays that they do. Have you been to any other bigger displays inside the prefecture, outside the prefecture?
Because don't they sometimes do? I haven't seen it like at the Hiroshima Castle. Do they?
They've done collaborations with like Team Lab.
That's what I was thinking, right?
I don't know if they did it during Christmas.
No, not Christmas.
Well, one of the bigger ones here is Bihoku Kyuryo Park. They do Irumi. The event's called Irumi, and it's this massive, sprawling park in the north of Hiroshima. You need a car to get there, and you can spend like 4 hours walking around at all these huge, massive displays. I had photos from last year probably that I'll put up on Instagram. Because if you're not following us on Instagram, you're only getting half the story.
Exactly.
So I'll put up photos, but it was cool, but it was also lacked cohesion.
Yeah.
It lacked cohesion, and it was so cold.
Yeah.
Like my feet were frozen. Even with my gloves, my hands were frozen. It was extremely cold.
Yeah.
And a bit expensive. And like you have to go there by car.
Right.
So,
whereabouts is it?
Bihoku Kyuryo is it's in the north of the prefecture. That's really all I could say. I don't know exactly where. I think Shobara? I could be wrong though.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll
It's cold up there.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold. So I was like, it was a bit expensive, but it was like nice. I'm glad I got to go see it. I don't know if I would go again though.
Yeah.
Because like the food, they have like food and drink stands and stuff, and the lines are so long, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Another big famous one is Kobe's Illuminary, which is the massive display that I've never been to yet.
Yeah.
One of the most famous in Japan. And then there's also House Tembos. In Nagasaki. They have Hikari no Okoku, Kingdom of Lights.
That's right. They've been running the commercials for that on TV.
Yeah, really, really impressive looking. I've never actually been. But they do have these like really big, huge like Christmas light displays that are really popular. So that's like a fun thing that they always have here. Did they have any big Christmas light displays in Australia?
What I remember, like even just a few streets away, like depending on where you live, some people really get into it. And like a few blocks away, there would be a place where like everyone, or like during that Christmas period, people would come with their cars.
Oh, yeah.
And just get out and then just walk with their families because every house had lights going on. Some of them, like you said, there was no cohesion. Some of them really put a lot of thought in it.
Yeah.
And, like people would like leave donations and stuff
because
it would be like for charity as well.
So nice.
So depending, certain suburbs would go all out. The city always have illumination going. But the biggest one I can think of isn't really a Christmas one. There's a Vivid Sydney, which is pretty much just like projectors onto like the opera house.
Oh, cool.
But I'm pretty sure they do the same throughout the Christmas period too.
I would think so, yeah.
You were just in Sydney recently,
Yes.
so you would have gone near Martin Place, the Matrix Fountain.
Yes.
So that big walkway there, I know there's always a massive tree that they put up.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how tall this thing is. Like, yeah, I'm putting a star on top of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, illumination, the whole, yeah, it's always a thing. I live in a small apartment, so I don't really have room for a tree. But you know, it was really nice. Was it last week or the week before? My mother-in-law bought a tree to put up at her house just for my daughter.
Oh, that's
Bought a tree, the lights, the whole deal.
Yeah.
You know, we all put it up and just like, oh, wow.
That's really
Yeah,
nice.
So, we've got we bought our tree in our apartment from Nitori.
Oh,
It's not a tree, it's just like a scroll, a fabric scroll. with a
Nitori
picture.
is a home goods store.
Yeah, think of it like a
Great home goods store.
Japanese IKEA kind of thing.
Kind of. Yeah. Without
yeah.
the food court.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just a big picture
Hanging-
of a
hanging
tree
this-
on a piece of fabric. But then we bought like the little decorations to put on there too. So
Yeah.
yeah. You got a tree at home?
No, my house is not big enough for a tree.
Yeah.
But before I get into my house,
Mhm.
so Christmas lights and
Yeah, yeah.
illuminations in my hometown
Mhm.
of Columbia, Maryland, they like the same you said suburbs
Yeah.
go all out.
Yeah.
I'm talking projectors on the side of the house.
Ah, okay.
Like light displays, music displays. Like
Yeah.
we would drive around. People would the same thing, drive around in their
Would these
cars.
guys be the same like Halloween time as well?
Not as hardcore.
Oh, is that? Okay.
Christmas is the big one.
Yeah.
So you would go around, you would drive through certain neighborhoods just because you wanted to look at the houses.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then there was also this big display of it was a poinsettia tree
Mhm.
in the local mall. Massive
yeah.
tree
yeah.
made of poinsettias. There was also for you were mentioning charity.
Mhm.
So the Howard County General Hospital, which
Yeah.
is the hospital in our area,
Mhm.
would have a drive-through illumination experience where
Mm.
you would stay in your car, you wouldn't walk around.
Yeah.
You would drive through these massive displays of illuminations,
Yeah.
and you would pay, however much, and
Mhm.
that would go toward the hospital.
Yep.
And it was always this it's so weird to me now to think of it. I'm like, this is a park. You could literally let people walk around it, but instead you let people drive around it in their cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, why couldn't we walk around it? But I
Right.
think about it now, it's really weird.
Right.
But it would be this drive-through like Christmas light experience called Symphony of Lights.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Symphony of Lights was the name. We used to go every year. And there's also a very special Christmas song
Mhm.
from Maryland. For one of the big cities is Baltimore.
Yeah.
Baltimore is on the bay.
Mhm.
And crabs are our big famous food. You
Okay.
can get crabs.
Christmas crabs.
And there was a song called "Oh, I Want Crabs for Christmas." And it's sung in so Baltimore has sort of an accent,
Yeah.
like the Baltimore accent, and it's sung by this guy who sings it in the Baltimore accent.
Yep.
And then I'll have to put a link to it in this
Yeah.
video. But there's a
I'm
song.
thinking something to. I'm not going to go there.
I mean, I'm sure that's like the double entendre.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, that's one of you always hear it. We always hear it on the radio. When we would be driving back from the Christmas Eve party, it would always be on the radio. So yeah, that's one of my definite memories of Christmas. But my house,
Crabs are Christmas people.
my house.
Sometimes it's so bad you call them lobsters.
Oh
Sorry.
no, no. Anyway,
Yeah.
so my house is not. I could probably fit a tree, but there's really nowhere to put it where it
Yeah.
wouldn't be in the way.
Mhm, mhm.
So what I do is I have Christmas lights that I'll sort of string around my window.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have stockings
Mhm.
that I put up, and because I was gifted very lovely Christmas ornament from Ante and your wife with my name and my boyfriend's name. So I've put them on the stockings this year.
That's right.
And I
nice.
also I'll have to put a photo on Instagram of this, but
Yeah.
I found this wooden. It's it looks like it's two shelves, but it's in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Yep.
So it's like a little display shelf,
Mhm.
and it's about yay big.
Yeah.
I got it from the 300 yen store, so
Nice.
3 coins.
Yeah.
And what I've done is I've made sort of a mini Christmas tree.
Cool.
a very me Christmas tree though, because we haven't talked about this yet, but there's this brand yogurt dairy manufacturer in Hiroshima called Chichiyasu. And Chichiyasu has this mascot called Chibo. Chibo is adorable.
I don't know this mascot.
I know. I'm gonna have to send you a photo. So Chibo, I'm kind of like obsessed with him because he's so cute and retro.
Yeah.
And me and my boyfriend actually went on a factory tour, Chichiyasu, and we got to make our own yogurt.
Yeah.
And we got to decorate the yogurt container.
Oh, okay.
So they sent us like our yogurt with like these little tops and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you have the yogurt, and I was like, I can't throw these away. Like, you know, we designed the little label, we drew them, like they're cute. So I washed them out and I've kept them just sort of like in a pyramid formation because there's there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
And that's just big enough to put on the shelf for the Christmas tree shelf. And it also can fit a little electric tea light in there.
Nice. Yeah.
So my Christmas tree has little light up yogurt packs on it. And it's really cute. It also has these like figurines that my dad sent me for Christmas. So it's like my first kind of like Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And in a very weird twist of like, even you know the story, The Gift of the Magi?
Rings a bell.
So like it's like these 2 people are trying to like buy a nice gift for them.
Yep.
So like one person buys a beautiful ribbon for like his girlfriend's hair, but she sells her hair to get him a gift.
Yep.
So like they were both trying to get each other something, but they both sold something that would So The Gift of the Magi, or the Magi, The Gift of the Magi. Anyway, so in a very Gift of the Magi twist, because me and my boyfriend had been talking about this wooden thing, so we're like, he'd be so perfect for it.
Yeah.
And he had the flu like last week. So I was like, there's no way he's going to be able to go out and buy it. Like, poor thing. Like, I was like, I'll go. I'll get it. I'll buy this thing and I'll set it up and I'll surprise him. So he comes over after, you know, finally getting over his flu.
Yeah.
He's got a big old bag with him.
Yeah.
And I go, hey, look, Michio, look, I bought the thing. And he's like, holds up the exact same thing that he's also bought. And he's like, but I was good. So now we're going to have 2. We'll have 2 Christmas trees.
That's okay.
That's not bad. You know? Yeah. So that's kind of how Christmas runs at my house.
Yeah.
Very nice. My one window that I have a bunch of windows in my apartment, but like just one window is very Christmassy.
As long as you got something Christmassy up, I guess.
Yeah. It's I have a Christmas wreath on my door. I put a little fake wreath on my door.
Yeah.
I have a dried flower wreath that I bought last year for Christmas. That's still wonderful. So I have that up as well. I have 2 wreaths. So back to Christmas in Japan. Speaking of stockings and such.
Yeah.
Stockings not really a thing here.
Yeah, what's the go?
Not really a thing with stockings. And I think that's because what I think was very surprising to me about Christmas, there were a few things that were very surprising.
Yep.
And one of the biggest surprises is that generally kids in Japan get 1 present for Christmas. Whereas I grew up with like spoiled for presents. And, you know, I've talked to a lot of like parents in Japan and stuff, and it's just like, no, you just give them 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was so surprised because like as a kid, Christmas is, you know, ripping into the wrapping paper. And, I got this toy and you know, just 1.
Well, I don't know. Does that come down to the whole thing of like, because this could be a whole topic on its own, but like New Year's is massive here, right?
Yeah.
That's the
I think that's
thing.
Probably.
And that's when the kids get to like cash out.
Yeah, they
get money.
They get cash money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like,
yeah, I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah, we've already bought like presents for Haru. I think we bought like 2.
Oh, lucky girl.
Yeah, and then like you know, clothes and stuff. Which she doesn't really care about, but you know, it's just because Mom, I don't want clothes for Christmas.
Yeah, well, so what kind of presents did you usually get? What were the
Sometimes I get clothes for Christmas.
Well, it's not a staple,
just the boys like toys and stuff.
It's a staple.
But remember, I was saying how sometimes then, when we'd have more families and that over, sometimes it'd be, you know, other presents, or families would give here's an envelope.
Ah, yeah, that's a nice present.
Yeah. So,
did you have any like presents that like you would always get this every year kind of thing?
Not really. No. How do you mean, like repeating? Like
so for my family, one of the gifts would always be a calendar for the next year.
Ah, okay. Yeah, nothing like that.
So generally, it would run like clothes. So
Mhm.
like nice winter clothes, like a nice sweater.
Yeah.
Or like nice socks or like pajamas, like
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm. So
Definitely.
that seems quite practical because it's
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah.
We're summer. We don't
Here's a
less
t-shirt.
clothes. Yeah.
Here's a
here's
t-shirt.
Yeah.
So like, winter clothes, a calendar,
Yeah.
and then like if there was like a toy that I really wanted,
Mhm. Mhm.
then like, like a toy or like a book
Yeah.
or like, art supplies, like whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we would always get a calendar.
Yeah.
And like in particular, my dad would always get do you know the Far Side?
Yes.
So a Far Side desk calendar.
They're the
My dad would
best.
always get a Far Side calendar.
Yeah, I like Farsight.
Yeah.
What else? I'm just trying to think. Yeah. Toys were great. I remember getting quite a few Transformers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Transformers rocked.
Robots in disguise.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And it used to be good also that period because sometimes Christmas, when I was younger, it wasn't always at our house.
Mhm.
It might be at a cousin's house or move around. But then, the years change. People get older.
Mm-hmm.
My brother has his family. When I was in Sydney, how many years ago? I was married before.
Mm-hmm.
And, it gets hard when it's like, okay, where are we doing Christmas?
Yeah.
Are you going to be here for lunch or are you going to be here for dinner?
Mm-hmm.
And then
It's
there's like
the coordination.
people, I might not see you for Christmas because
Mhm.
you're going over there. And it's like, yeah, that gets hard as well.
Yeah.
Also gets expensive too.
Because you have to get gifts for everybody.
Yeah. And I think also it got to one point because it was like just so many kids.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you're looking at family members, it was like, you know what, we're just getting presents for the kids. Everyone good with that? Everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
really smart.
exactly.
So one present, no stockings. Another, like you were talking about how your family would get together on Christmas a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So another thing in Japan, which we sort of have alluded to with the big New Year's,
Yeah.
is that Christmas is generally not spent. If you are single
Mhm.
or not married, Christmas is generally spent with your significant other
Yeah, exactly, right?
or your friends,
Hmm.
not your family.
Yeah.
Usually, it's like it is the big couples holiday.
Yeah.
Second only to Valentine's Day.
right? Yeah.
Because all the couples go out to dinner.
Mhm.
You might stay at a nice hotel.
Yep.
Like it's the big, like huge couples day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was quite surprising because, for me and for you,
Mm.
you go home for Christmas.
Yeah.
You go home for the holidays.
Right.
You spend it with your family.
Mhm.
And if you bring your significant other to Christmas, like that's a big deal.
Right.
That's
yeah,
a huge
exactly.
deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's sort of the opposite with Japan because in Japan, New Year's, everybody goes home for New Year. You spend New Year with family. If you bring your significant other home for New Year's,
Yep.
that's a big deal.
That's right. Yep.
So it is quite opposite in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of on the internet, on
Yep.
like Twitter, like Japanese Twitter, they always talk about ways to avoid being by yourself on Christmas. So bocchi is hitori bocchi, being by yourself.
Yep.
And they shorten that to bocchi. And they're like, nobody wants to be bocchi on Christmas because there's couples everywhere. It's like Valentine's Day. So if you don't have a significant other,
Depressing.
Yeah.
Go home and
it's quite harsh.
yeah.
And so it's very much a couple stage, which is why there's so many restaurants that offer these very expensive course dinners because they know, they're gonna shell out for really good food because like this is a big romantic holiday, which is
Yeah,
why
yep.
you've got the big illumination displays and you go there as a couple
Mhm.
and it's so cold, like it's an excuse to kind of like be together, be a little bit more like PDA, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Do you also feel like as the years are going past,
Mhm.
like it's becoming more of a thing?
I would say so. Considering like when I first got here 16 years ago, especially with the advent of having places that sell whole chickens or places that sell turkeys and stuff, because that really wasn't a thing. You might get like a leg of chicken or something, but that was about it. And I feel like every year, same with Halloween in Japan,
yeah.
every year it becomes more and more of like a thing, more and more of a consumer thing, which is great because the economy needs to,
That's definitely
be
where
the
I've
economy.
noticed it. Like every year, like at the shops, it's just like the Christmas section has grown.
Yeah, the Christmas decorations selection has definitely grown.
Mhm.
I couldn't really find ornaments
Mhm.
when I first got here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's like you can go to like Nitori.
Yeah.
You can go to any like home goods, home decor place and find Christmas ornaments,
Christmas trees, the whole
and
deal.
Christmas trees
Yeah.
and lights, and like everything.
Mhm.
And it's really like
Tinsel.
tinsel,
Mm.
and it's really lovely. I think like it makes me happy just because like Christmas is kind of magical time of the year.
Mhm.
You know, like the days are quite short. It gets dark really early. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of miserable,
Mhm.
but you have this little like warm like Christmas. Like everybody's a little bit nicer to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I really loved about Christmas.
It's also one thing I'm looking forward to, especially for this Christmas, is my little daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Her being, what, 2 and 3 months or something like that. So
Mhm.
last Christmas, she was still very little.
So very.
So just like, I'm here, but I don't know what's going on.
I'm here, but I'm not. Yeah.
Now she's at the age of like, here's a present, you can rip it open. I think it'll be a lot more fun.
Oh, for sure.
So it's just that, becoming a kid again.
Yeah,
So that should be fun.
for sure. Because
I'm looking forward to that.
she'll definitely be able to like experience the sort of wonder and magic that is sort of the holidays and
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
There's one last thing I
Mm.
have about Christmas in Japan.
Yeah.
And it's a song that you cannot escape when you are, because they play songs everywhere in Japan. They play music everywhere. You're walking down a shopping arcade, there's going to be music.
Yep.
You walk into stores, there's going to be music, especially Christmas time. Well, more like after Halloween. But they start Christmas music, and you know the standard like you know, there's a lot of really great songs from you know the States, and even Mariah Carey, as you mentioned. You know, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Lovely.
Mm.
But the one song that I associate with Japan the most is Last Christmas by Wham.
Yes.
On the internet, you can find the expat community on the internet. Is the big topic of discussion is, have you been whammed this Christmas? Because you can't, I have.
I haven't been yet.
You know, I went shopping somewhere and they were playing it. You really can't escape the song Last Christmas. And Last Christmas, so it's not really a song that I grew up with as a Christmas song.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about it until, and this is really one of my favorite stories. So I was obsessed with Sailor Moon.
Yep.
You know, we talked about that.
Mhm.
And I had imported CDs.
Yeah.
That were like sung by the voice actresses of Sailor Moon.
Mhm.
Because they had these little collections, whatever.
Yeah.
And I do not know why, but on one of the CDs, the voice actress for Sailor Mars sang Last Christmas in English. And I have distinct memories of listening to this song in the car with my mom.
Yep.
And I was just like, wow, this is a bop. Like, I didn't know it was a cover, obviously.
Yeah.
I was like, this, like, why is she singing in English? But this song is a bop.
Yeah.
I didn't know about Last Christmas. And it's, you know, it's kind of a, you know, if you've never heard Last Christmas by Wham, I don't know what you're doing.
Mhm.
We'll link to the video. But it's a song
We'll link
about
to the video. I also will leave a link to the shitty flute version because it is great.
it's a song about, you know, like last Christmas you broke my heart.
Yeah.
So this year I'm going to save it for someone special.
Yeah.
So it's like a song about a heartbreak, which is kind of perfect because, you know, Christmas in Japan is all about couples
Mhm, mhm.
being in love. So it's kind of a song for the people who aren't in love.
Exactly.
And it's one of those songs where no matter where you go.
You hurt me. You ain't gonna do it no more. Anyway.
So no matter where you go in Japan, you will definitely hear Last Christmas at least once. If you can avoid it, that's like a superhuman feat, I think.
Wham.
Wham.
With the exclamation mark.
Yeah.
I think I've got a record here with this.
Do you?
Yeah.
George Michael?
The Deadpool one when he's like,
yeah.
When I saw that here, it was like, I think I bought it for like $3. I'm like, I gotta have that. Go, George Michael, you sexy beast.
Yeah, he's really, that hair, luscious. Luscious.
Passed away, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he's passed away.
We'll have to fact check that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Insert fact here.
Yeah.
So I have a third topic.
Mm.
We've talked about quite a lot already.
Yeah.
But you have, you know, a young daughter.
Yes.
And has Christmas changed for you now that you have a young daughter?
A little bit. It already has. Like, it just, like we were just talking before, it's like a little bit more exciting. Like, it'll be fun just to, like, see her, you know, opening up presents and stuff like that. So even just that other week when we put up the tree, Yeah, it's definitely changed. For the good, definitely.
That's good.
So, yeah, if someone puts on Christmas songs, I'm only half angry. Mariah. Look at it.
Do you have any new traditions that you started with your family here?
No, see, that's something I was actually thinking about the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we got to do something.
Do you have anything like in mind that you'd like to start as a Christmas tradition?
Definitely would have to be like a movie or something that we watch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know yet. I haven't picked it.
Yeah.
But because I remember this also going back to childhood Christmas, that there's a few of my favorites. I can't even remember the names of them, but I don't know if you even would remember them, but there was a Rudolph, not a cartoon. It was like stop motion animation.
Yeah. I know Frosty the Snowman as well. Yeah.
That's what I was just about to say. Those two are
classics.
big memories for me. And those were great. So maybe I should get my hands on those.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That, or then, I don't know, just pick some movie. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas movie, I guess, but it would nice to be. It's like, You?
So for me, my tradition for Christmas, like I said, we used to have ham as a family.
Yeah.
And so when I had a restaurant, it was always Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Which wasn't really much of a tradition, to be honest. So when I quit the restaurant and kind of got on with my life, I decided I wanted to roast a chicken because I had actually never roasted a chicken before. And so what I ended up doing was when I had an Andy, my old coworker from Scotland, when he was still in Japan.
Shout out to Andy. I know Andy.
To Andy, I miss you. You're the
cool
best. He's awesome. So Andy and Yo, we would get together. The three of us would get together quite often, every week on a Thursday, to watch RuPaul's Drag Race and to have a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
And so for Christmas, I decided that we should totally have a Christmas party and roast a chicken. And this was the year when COVID was a thing.
Yeah.
So we opened all of the windows.
Yeah.
It was me, Andy, Yo, and Annalise. Annalise is in Tokyo now.
Oh, shout out to Annalise as well. I know her. Yeah.
So I decided I was going to roast a chicken, make mashed potatoes, make stuffing.
Yeah.
I made rolls. I made so much stuff. And I also made pizza one year. I made roast beef one year. But roast chicken is always a thing. Roast beef and chicken are my things. And last year, I did roast beef and chicken. Or no, I did chicken and I did chicken rice.
Yeah.
Because there was a song so my boyfriend catered the DJ list, obviously, so the Christmas list.
There's a chicken rice song?
There's a song, yeah, there is. So there's a song by a Japanese comedian about getting a meal with your family at a restaurant and a department store.
Okay.
And a lot of those food there, it's quite expensive. Chicken rice is the cheapest thing. And so he's like, I'm fine with just having chicken rice. And the comedian is from Osaka. And so it was my friend Ayaka and her fiance Hajime. And Hajime is from Osaka.
Yep.
So my boyfriend Michio was like, we should really try to tug on Hajime's heartstrings here with this very sentimental song.
Yeah.
Sung by this guy from Osaka about chicken rice. And he's like, so when I play the song, you bring out the chicken rice. And I was like, all right. So that was what we did. And he just started laughing. Hajime was just like, what are you doing?
I got to hear this song about chicken rice.
Yeah. So that's what I did last year. This year, planning on roasting a chicken again and making some kind of potato dish.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I also want to make Christmas cookies this year.
Oh, nice.
Because I did that a few years ago, but I was definitely too sick last year to do it. So hopefully this year.
We still don't know, but we were just talking about it today too. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing for food? I'm not sure. So, but the cake is sorted, right?
Yeah.
We've covered that.
I never get Christmas cake because I am always far too lazy to make a reservation in advance for anything. And also I don't know. 2 people. Well, I guess Michio could eat an entire cake if he wanted to, but I haven't actually had Christmas cake in a really long time. I just love roasting chickens. I'm just like, give me a roasted chicken.
I love roasting chickens.
It's so fun.
No time for cake.
Because when you roast a chicken, you feel very chef culinary, right? But then when you carve a chicken, It's equal parts chef, equal parts Neanderthal. Because you do have to pull on the bone and the joint and all that. And carving a chicken, just like carving any other bird, it's really like an art.
Yeah.
I'm not really the best at it, but you can also get the wishbone.
Ah.
The wishbone.
Yes.
And like sometimes it goes really well and like you carve it really nicely. And sometimes it's just like, I don't know where I've gone wrong, but you know what? We're just going to rip this off and rip that off.
Kind of reminds me of it like when I was telling you about sometimes we'd have a full pig or a full lamb and preparing that for the spit.
Right.
Like obviously Dad knew what he was doing. You know, every now and then start teaching us a bit how to do it. And it's like, yeah, man, some of it's a bit of manhandling.
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting a big pole. I'm not going to go there, but
you can imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you're salting it all up. It's like giving it a nice massage. And it's like, well, you're already dead, but you know, let's salt you up.
So like it's very like culinary, but also very Neanderthal, which is what I love. And also you can make stock with the bones, and that's always really nice.
That's true. Yeah.
I love roasting chicken.
Is this year the year of the cake for you or not?
No.
No, not gonna do it.
I'm gonna do cookies this year.
Okay.
I've been putting it out into the universe.
Yep.
I've been tweeting. I'm like, this is the year I'm gonna make cookies. I've been telling people at work I'm gonna bring them cookies, so that I actually
you can't back out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I really want to do it. Because I bought like ingredients for it last year and I didn't get to do it. So this year is the year for Christmas cookies for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's about covers Christmas, but I did have one thing that I wanted to cover up because I only learned about it. Didn't really learn about it, but just do you know about Krampus?
Yes.
See, I didn't know about Krampus.
I do not know about Krampus.
I know, and as someone who kind of likes horror movies and stuff
too.
Yeah. Do you guys know about Krampus?
Krampus.
This is like, it's a European thing, right?
It's a European thing. Yeah.
And it's like a half goat, half demon.
And he'll like...
He works with Santa Claus.
But he's like he's for the naughty children.
Yeah, right. So he's like a subcontractor for Santa.
Santa's demonic subcontractor.
You're right. It's just like, Santa's got some pretty creepy friends, man.
Yeah.
I think, you know what, we'll find a Krampus photo and put that up on the... Yeah, because that freaked the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Because they kind of got that here, not a Christmas thing, but, you know, like the demons that come and scare the kids.
Yeah.
And they're like crying and that.
They don't really have the whole be a good boy or girl or you'll get a lump of coal thing here.
No.
It's just like Santa-san, you know, like Santa's gonna come.
Yeah, Santa's gonna bring presents, a whole day.
Or bring one present.
You know what? I think we need Krampus here.
That would be so cool.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
I'll try and bring that one up for someone. Speaking of which, I think next week I have to play Santa at a kindergarten.
Are you gonna go all out? Are you gonna do like prosthetics? You know? Prosthetic nose,
it's the school where my wife used to work at. She used to be a kindergarten teacher. So this is my 3rd year roped into it.
Wow.
So they've got all the gear. I just need to show up. But depending on when this is released, maybe we'll get some photos.
Oh, that would be nice.
Well,
I've got Christmas nails. Check out that focus. That's nice. Do the other side too. Yay.
Hey.
That's the like perfect amount of filter on my face as well. You need to have that kind of.
Looking good.
So yeah, Christmas in Japan. I got asked once, they were like, do you think Christmas in Japan is weird? I'm like, it's not weird, it's just different.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a lot that I like about it. It's not religion heavy. That's really nice. Yeah. Anybody can enjoy it. So, Ante.
Yeah.
If people have any questions or comments about Christmas in Japan, where can they direct those comments to?
Many, many places.
Such as?
We have email. So you can email us at thewaitingroomjpn@gmail.com.
Wonderful.
Or you can leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble. Or else on our Instagram, which is also at thewaitingroomjpn. Leave some comments or send a message. Tell us about your Christmas or where you're from.
Yeah, what's Christmas like?
Interesting. Yeah.
How was Christmas like when you were growing up? Did you have any traditions that were different, or did you have any similar experiences to us? And you know, just like, comment, subscribe, and have a lovely holiday season. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, for subscribing. We really appreciate it. And yeah, it's been a really nice holly jolly podcast today.
Yeah, so this should be out maybe just before Christmas. So if you are watching this, a big Merry Christmas from The Waiting Room.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys. Take it easy.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.